This is Dzungaria, a horde state in an alternate history mod for Victoria 3 where the French and English have unified, Novgorod is still alive and kicking, and the New World is looking a bit more Asian than we're used to. Today, I'm going to see if I can begin to conquer the lands of the Mongol Empire with its autocratic pre-industrial state. If you too long to return to a nomadic way of life, be sure to like the video and subscribe, and we can legally start our own Khanate. This is a mod that is called Divergences. It is an alternate history. We have here the dual monarchy based on the Plantagenets. We have Burgundy breaking away. There's a lot of flavor with regards to those. Aragon has taken, well, unfortunately it's taken Carthage, but it has its place in the Mediterranean, having not unified with Spain, but Portugal did do that. Over here in the New World, we have what appears to be Chinese, I think that's Chinese. California, we have Gran Colombia has spread up into the north. We have the Viceroyalty of New Granada, which is, I believe, at war. Indeed. Over here, Plantagenetia, because of course the colonization happened in this case from the dual monarchy. Moreover, we have a big old Scandinavia with Scotland as part of that. They assumedly went and colonized Vinland. In this case, we've got the Belgian Confederation, because, well, the Belgians have left the Burgundians because not exactly much of a Burgundy for them to return to. We have a much diminished Austria, an Albania that exists, a serene republic, the most serene republic of Venice, which also I was very tempted to play as. Basically, a lot of changes. Like I said, today we're going to be playing as Dzungaria. We're already winning because we are the biggest name on the map. And I'm not going to put as much emphasis on my economy, which is stupid in Victoria 3. I am instead going to be focusing on turbocharging my army and running it into the ground. We're going to see how far we can get. My aim is to conquer China at the very least. China having a GDP that is 10 times more than 10 times actually the size of ours, and with more battalions. We currently stand at a not immodest 105 regular battalions, and we are a Mongol horde with a literacy rate of, I think, the worst in the world. I can't think of anything better. But more importantly, we have a decent amount of cash. Unfortunately, we haven't invented line infantry. So let's get cracking, shall we? Okay, we haven't even got the cotton gin. So I think we do need to do this first, and then we'll go straight for line infantry. That's going to be the play. Whilst I am planning on pushing forwards, I need to do it in a somewhat intelligent way. Tentatively, my aim for this campaign is to reunite the regions of the Mongol horde. Tentatively. I have one interest, okay. So I suppose in the east, right? That's where we're going. That makes sense? Defensive pact with the Ottoman Empire. I don't think that you can get there, Ottomans. I think it's still mine for taking. Because if the Ottomans can turn up, we have an issue. Otherwise, we do start with a peasant levy. I would prefer a professional army. Surely we have every resource under the sun, right? We still don't have... Okay, we have coal, we have coal. What are we missing here? We're missing anything. Iron, coal, lead, sulfur. Let's get industrializing, shall we? So we're missing out on services. Oh, we have literally no buildings. This is a nation on the precipice of an industrial revolution. Fortunately, population is a bit of a concern. Right, actually, it shouldn't be 9 million of it. Alright, build 4 construction. Belgian Confederation is protective towards us. That is the most insulting thing I've ever heard of. When we figure out what a coastline and subsequently what boats are, you are screwed. Straight in. I want to spread out my infamy as much as possible. Kazan sided with them. Okay, 96 infamy off the bat. That's what we like to see. We have a professional army. Unfortunately, Kazan did push into our land because I couldn't get there fast enough. Right. Sheer force of men, lads. Push them out. Okay, we're about to win by sheer force of exhaustion. Right, what do we do with this? Oh, incorporate it? I probably should, right? I'll have the bureaucracy for that. Okay, the Heavenly Kingdom of Fight in Qing. Okay, so decrees-wise, promote some stuff over here. And then add some violent suppression. And then Uzbekia. Where else are we building? I think it's just, okay, Uzbekia and Dzungaria itself. That's where I'm gonna put the decrees of the road maintenance. And just in between, I suppose. It looks pretty. The Macedonians are fighting the Ottomans to return Northern Thrace, and they're trying to humiliate Aragon. It was a stalemate. Alright, so building a steel mill immediately. We've already got iron mine, and we have a coal mine, so we should be able to make steel. The idea now being that I'm going to switch over to steel as soon as I can. I don't know why I didn't consider the fact that I hadn't already, you know. I just assumed that I could switch over to normal steel. I'm just so not used to having coal. Alright, we're going to go for literally 10 construction sectors. This is going to bankrupt us later on. But right now, I'm determined to drag us into the 21st century. That's a lot of radicals we have. 3 million radicals. This looks like a massive stalemate. What's this war for? Okay. Turning wants to return Zhejiang, Suzhou, and Nanjing Southern Anhui. So they're trying to go after Nanjing. And no, that's just a completely different war. There you go. They're trying to fight each other to return 3 provinces. That's kind of cool. I like that. Already this feels a lot more vibrant than like base Victoria 3. There's urban planning. Switch over to this. Do want to get a line of infantry sort of as soon as possible so we can actually contend with some powers. Otherwise, people aren't going to destroy us. We should be having yet a massive deficit of iron. About 10 of these. Okay, go. We need road maintenance there. Where's go over there? Just keep switching these around so we constantly get efficiency. We have the fastest growing economy in the world. Watch this space. Oh, looks like the Japanese have a small holdout in Korea. Mughals are still around, but they are blue. It's fun. Alright, we're up to a GDP of 10 million. Puts us on par with the Ottomans. So our population's a lot larger. To be fair, our population grew a lot from these areas. I didn't realize they had this many people. There's 3 million there, 5, like, so we just annexed another, like, 7 million people. And I need to make sure I can actually, you know, it's gonna take 20 years either way. So I'll start incorporating them now. Or just click that one, I suppose. Don't need to build government administration then. Ah, the Novgorod the Great is domineering. Yeah, good luck with that one, Chief. More fancy clothes. Okay, that can be arranged. For that we need silk. 50 more silk. Do we have the ability to get silk? Surely. Yeah, okay. How much each one? 20. So I need 3 of these. And then we can switch to fancy silk. I've basically decided I need a big pool of construction. And then I can pause it when necessary. Because then I don't need to use all of it, just so I can keep things ticking over. I just like it there because it's been quite useful for us. Atmospheric engine, we have coal, so that'll be useful. Plus, we can actually get, you know, motor industries. Okay, this is good. I just want to switch over to steel. We need 160 more. It's fine. We're gonna handicap ourselves for a little bit. Can we produce dye? No. Can we get dye from anywhere? Let's see. Ah, no one's producing dye. It's probably down here in the south. It's gonna take a while for our like massive population centers to be worth building in. For now, I'm gonna try and coax them out with a better standard of living elsewhere. So I'm just making those sections kind of poor. Speaking of making things kind of poor, we can do this, which gives us more fertilizer, but consumes more grain. And then we can do this and get more grains in total. And more meat. We should improve our standard of living decently. Great. We've got the Great Hunger. Cool. Standard of living is going up though, so there is that. The logging camps, we can get the price of wood down, which also helps standard of living. Okay, and now we can switch over to fancy clothes. 200 more grain, okay. Karlani Kingdom, or Shardam. Okay. We're not the same. Oh, you may be able to do some damage to us. Spain is split off from Castile, or more accurate, I suppose, Castile split off from Spain. And the Shaki Khanate has been taken over by the Ottomans. Okay, this will be solved when we get the next sort of tech. What does our population need? What's expensive? Opium. How much do we need? Like 80. I mean, hey. If the people want opium, we'll give them opium, I suppose. Worked well for the Chinese, right? I haven't read that far. No spoilers. You ever get that in like a historical show or something that like it's impossible to watch? I really love alternate history because it's the setting of places and people that I know about and so can engage with, but it's not the story that I know and have known for some time, if that makes sense. So like the issue with like seeing historical dramas, which I love to bits, is that you already know what's gonna happen. Like one of my favorite book series growing up was a book series called Leviathan, right? It's a trilogy, and it was like a steampunk World War I sort of thing. Alternate history, so the characters like did change things that happened, and it was also like there were like Darwinist powers. This is getting really off topic, but there were Darwinist powers and Clanker powers. So Clankers were like all about machines, and those were the central powers. And then the Entente were more like genetically modified beasts, if that makes sense. So it was like a super cool, and you follow like the son to the archbishop thing of Franz Ferdinand, and he. Obviously, you start like at the night of the death and the dawn of the First World War, which is really, really cool. Not the First World War, but you know. Okay, we need some glass, we need some coal. Are we exporting coal? We're actually gonna need a lot of coal, so I should probably get that going. Because we're gonna need it for all of the other mines as well. Services. Yeah, okay, we'll get some glass. 1 glass should do it. At least 30, like maybe 50, so another one. Silk input. Silk, really? 67. That's what, 3 more plantations? 2 more? I'm also having an issue with our infrastructure, so I need railways pretty soon. Let's do that. Services are now being produced. More wood. That's going to be solved. Right, there's the atmospheric engine, which is coming just in time because we need 286 iron. That'll do it. Atmospheric engine completed. Let's grab the tech on railways because we need that desperately. And I think we need tools. Yeah, 252 tools. Raise standard living by 3 points. We didn't do that. Raise it by like 0.4. It's enough for me. Well, about a point. I tried. Our GDP is sitting at 11th in the world. We were at 20th just a few years ago, so that's not bad. Australia's a bit of a mess. Zusha Sultanate. Oh, that's no Sokoto. Ryazan is initiating against Yaroslav. They've got most Novgorod supporting them, so everyone's causing each other. Let's see, 49 defense, 48 offense, 29. I'm just trying to see what I have to contend with. I'd say let's do a Moroccan GDP check, but it's... Oh, God. No one shows Simo this video. Why has Algeria got parts of Morocco? Oh, boy. Why would you do that in a mod voluntarily? Okay, also Aragon's taken out Venice of Venice. I was do a Tunisian GDP check. 2.2 mil. Doing better than they do in base game, so I'll take that. Physically cannot create more services, mate. Ooh, we have no paper. We need 128 of it. Gansu's my other industrial hub. Yeah, I had to stop using Dzungaria. There's railway. Okay. So, we need one there. One there. But before that, we're going to need motor industry. Building Gansu. Best of my process wouldn't go amiss. Now, I did say last night that, it was last night for me, that I would go, you know, screw the economy and go balls to walls crazy. But my army is not good enough at all. These nations were super difficult to conquer and I outnumbered them like 4-1. So we actually do need like decent enough troops. Everyone is starving and edged. Do you have any buildings? I found the AI really struggles when it doesn't have people. It's just got a trade center. It's 4 livestock ranches and a barracks. 5 livestock ranches. I actually have infrastructure here now. No taxation capacity at all. We need like 150 here. Right, I've dropped taxes a little bit so people can spend a bit more on improving their standard of living. The issue being that will drop at some point and that'll be bad for me. But I think it's high time that we actually went ahead and modernized our army just a little bit. So stuff is less important. Because here's the thing, if my aim is to have the largest GDP, why build it when you can eat it? You know? Let's actually stop making textile mills because the reason I was doing that is because we have a massive deficit, but we're selling all of those to the Qing. I want to go after the Qing. Oh my god, we've got Chinggis. He's here. And he's an expert defensive strategist. Alright, so the Mongol Empire had like this and this, and also down here. So I've got a little bit of a way to go. Kind of neck and neck this 4-way races between Aragon, Bohemia, Grand Principality of, I think, Muscovy, Rus. Ah, they formed it. Nice. There's a lot of formal nations in this mod, which is cool. Alright, and now we get to the arms industries. Yeah, we are going to need hardwood. Let's pick a place that has some wood. Do you have people here? 550k? Why is there lack of efficiency here? Oh, because of the Gobi Desert. Don't build in the Gobi Desert. Feels like that's a really good idea. Idel. You. Atre. Where's Atre? Okay, over here. This should create a bit of a demand. And then we'll march on Astrakhan and start going eastwards. I'm tempted to go after the Principality of Rus. You know, it's been about 400, well, about 300, 400 years since the Rus were under the Tatar yoke, and I think that's been a bit long. It does appear that they are now fighting one another. Unify Russia. Interesting. They're not ready for the horde from the east. If I could become an unrecognized major power, it would be ideal. Because now we get more declared interest, we declare it in South China, and I can start trading with them for grain. There we go, South China interest activated. Are you a closed economy or something? Zhao Christianity. Oh, mercantilism, so why can't I trade with you? I know I don't have a port, but... Okay, we need a port. Number 3 producer worldwide. Yeah, they can't get it from anyone else, so they have to buy from us, so I'm going to whack it up because we have a monopoly. 300 grain, man. We're desperate for grain. Let's nip in here. Alright, I'm not going to mobilize the last second so I actually get to fight him so I can take all of the war goals that I want. So Cassia. We have an alliance with Crimea, but I can sort of march on you next. Sweet, no one else can get involved. It takes a while for my guys to get there. Quite a big empire, you see. but we're decent at fighting. We've successfully modernized, and our economy is not looking too bad for it either. Yeah, I think we immediately go after Circassia. Try and get that port. Switch like half our production over to hardwood. Get a decree on Moan, wherever that is. Yeah. Monan. No, it's not Monan, is it? Where are you being built? Gansu. I think Gansu already has one. Yeah, just a decree to make things a little bit easier. There we go. Incorporate you lot. And our infamy isn't that bad, so let's just go straight in for Circassia and Crimea. Did promise conquest. Now, provided the Ottoman Empire don't get involved, we should be okay. Not looking to take Crimea at this point, I just want Circassia. That'll piss off the Ottomans too much. Plus, I need this to be a quick war. Reshuffled our economy back home, and I kind of need the reserves to fix what I broke. Oh, cool. My front is split. Yep, and he's invaded my land and reversed all my gains. God. Unfortunately, we're still kicking their asses, but like, that's annoying, man. Crimea's done. We're technically, like, not technically losing the war, but like, they were in our territory more than we were in theirs. Alright, sweet. Go for a cargo port. And that means that we need to go ahead and grab ourselves a shipyard. Also, a railway. Okay, let's not have a, just have an anchorage for now then. Okay, so now can I import dye? No. No one has dye. Okay, we're gonna have to invade for it. Looks like this is our best bet. We're gonna have to go through the Karlani Shardom and then to the Timatash Empire from there. We have a defensive pact with this lot. Still in turmoil, huh? Okay, we're now the number 8th worldwide economy. Let's declare an interest in Iran, so we can head around there into the dyes. Having said that, if there are dyes in China, why would I not go for the dyes in China? Like, if you were to just export to me, this would be great. No, there are no dyes in northern China, at least. Ooh, there are literally in the Kalani Shardom. Let's just go after them, then. We have a bigger meal to swallow, this lot. Don't have an interest in northern India. To be fair, I don't have one in southern China right now anyway, so do that. Alright, this will be a bit of a grindier push, but it should be a push nonetheless. There you go. Make sure I'm actually paying my army. That's probably a good thing. I can't produce any more services. Don't ask this of me. What even are services? Transition to a tertiary economy already, huh? That's such a niche comment that, like, only if people use outdated geographical, like human geographical terms will they understand. Yeah, you're not pushing me out of here, mate. I may struggle to push you out, but yeah, you're definitely not going to be... Maybe I should focus on defense for a little bit. So I win the battles. I'm going to defend for a while because we're running out of men. Don't know why. Like, there's some mods that, like, when you fight, your manpower drains so badly. And it's miserable. And I don't know how to fix it. Yeah, they're going to sit and defend, we're going to sit and defend, and we'll just win. So, did you not build any dye plantations? They do have them. We produce 155. Right, let's just go all in. Steel and dye. We need how much dye? 300. And you aren't producing it. Why? Why do you have zero market access? Unable to connect to Dzungar via land. What do you think this is? Does this not count? What? Oh my god, it doesn't count? Bro, what? What are you on about? It does, like, for whatever reason, these are... Okay, well, let me try reloading the game. But, like, I can get there. I can physically walk there. But these count as isolated because it doesn't have a port. Right, I'm going to try reloading here. Did that fix it? It did. Okay, good. Because I was about to have to fight a lot of people there. Specifically a Paradox. Okay, let's chuck on some decrees, violent suppression, and road maintenance in Punjab. Oh, on the British Empire. Not fun. Could you, like, not be in turmoil? That'd be so cool. Still have no idea how to stop turmoil. Okay, and immediately it's gone. Cool. Well, that's a massive population center that I can now, like, fully utilize. Investment process going. Market squares, gas street lights. Our GDP has exploded, which is nice. Also, the construction efficiency in Punjab isn't even that bad. Alright, so now how's our population doing? Only a bit of excess. To be fair, most of it's in taxes. I can lower the price of grain. Alright, there's banking. I'm doing this so I can get more taxation capacity because we have about like 30,000 in unrealized taxes. Nice. Okay. Got the full autocratic thing. There we go. Make people more loyal. When can I unlock the next, like, level of market? Steel frame building, that's a while off. Okay, so we can't be doing anything more with this. What else produces services? It's just subsistence farms and urban centers. Okay, so we just need more urban centers. What's that? The Rhinish Confederation. Oh, Russia's formed. Damn, I should have stopped that from happening. Whoops. Especially given the fact that I can't seem to employ my armies fully. Is he able to? Yeah, he's able to. Okay, what about, who are you? You're at war. With who? Bohemia. Yeah, Bohemian's able to fill it. Why can't I fill my bit of my things? I'm fine at peace. Fills up just fine. But then at war, no. Absolutely none. Oh. The Brits seem to be... Well, the Anglo-French seem to be invading the Mughals. What's that for? Conquer 3 states. Alright, if I switch this port over to a cargo port, hopefully that gets more people into this. It does not. We just now need more glass. What? 122 glass. We can fix that pretty easy. How good are the Mughals at fighting? Go on, show me a battle. Well, your monarchy are all over the place. I thought Burgundy would do more. I thought they'd scrap them, but they have not. So right now we're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. The rock being Russia, the hard place being Qing, because Qing are also allied to the Japanese, right? And that's a lot. What are you going after now? Bengal? Should I intervene? Should I do something? Russia sides with Bengal. Okay. Also a different Russian flag, presumably because it came from Novgorod. Everyone's siding with Bengal. There's room for me. Notorious. Right, still on par with Russia. I think Russia's kind of beating us. How good are your troops? 40 and 51. That's better than mine. Still don't have any institutions. It's like the Anglo-French are trying to liberate Pascal. Going after Tongu now. They're just not stopping. I like that. It's ridiculously aggressive. Oh, Nouvelle-Zélande. That's also known as Scandinavia. Right, here we go. Switching over to skirmish. I've got my munitions plants ready on the way. Just need lead and explosives. Well, we have the explosives getting going over here. Need lead. I'll build the logging camps one day. Now the question is, who do we go after first? The Russians or the Chinese? I think the Russians probably are a better idea for us to go to because they're going to get the tech and everything else soon. Whereas the Qing perhaps will not. Well, they're on the same thing. They've got specialist companies? What the hell does that mean? It's because they have a feudal army or something? That's kind of cool. Well, that came at a good time, didn't it? It's not happening, bud. Alright, we're kicking that into gear. Alright, you up to the max. Right, I've decided to not take land. I'm going to liberate Novgorod the Great, break up Russia a little bit. We're going to get them to recognize us as a major power, and then we'll take all reps as well. It's not going to be an easy fight, this. Shame no one else wanted to join in. Yeah, we're having the same issue where we're not reinforcing our battalions. I don't know why. 210 fulfills it. Like, these areas have population free. I don't quite understand this. Let's go back to the drawing board. Maybe it's because my population, I don't know. Because it's across the board. It's not unique to just this area. Okay, I've signed a white peace with the Russians. The reasoning for that is because whilst we started to push through, and I spent a long time raging about like why I don't understand why this is happening, and then immediately after the war ends, we get people. We just can't reinforce during war. Yeah, we can't push that far. Unfortunately, if I'd gone to there, maybe, but because we're in Novgorod, we have to push all the way through, and that's just not happening. Okay, we have finally managed to abolish serfdom, and it does appear that the Mughals are going to get taken out again. Christ, look at that. The dual monarchy is now going after Burgundy as well. Conquer Madras, liberate Manipur, Burgundian war reparations, and liberate... So that front seems pretty stable over here. But the Indian one is very much in favor of the Brits and the French. Tell you what, chaps. Even if it kills us. The Jing Heavenly Kingdom. If I offer to return Henan, they'll come in. 60 to play with. The Ottoman puppet hasn't got involved, so we still have a buffer state over there. Don't think I need anything against the Ottomans. Give me my lands back. Didn't even realize that I had those lands to take back. Where is Xi'an? This is gonna radicalize them against me, but whatever, it's okay. I just need to make sure I don't have a border with the Heavenly Kingdom. No, I reckon just war ups. That'll do me. There we go. We're able to push through on our front. Now, the key part is, I figured that, no, it's still happening here a little bit. To be fair, it's filling up again, whereas this one doesn't fill up. Okay, so my Punjab army is going to be my main force here. Designating here as a strategic objective so I can take his capital. It looks to me like the Jin Heavy Kingdom haven't upgraded troops at all. They just have a load of peasants. So whilst they have like 879 or whatever, there's not that many of them. So they're just a good distraction right now. Because the second that they fall, their eyes are going to start turning north and I'm going to have a massive issue. Doesn't help that the Qing were my major trading partner. Okay, the Koreans are gone. That's the more important front. But we'll still dedicate some troops over there. Where did both of you go? That's all of our gains reversed. I hate that feature. Alright, excellent. And there we go. it's fully done. The Jing Heavenly Kingdom didn't fare too well, but we do have ourselves Beijing and an eastern coastline, as well as returning other territories and also some nice income from the Qing, which is good, always. Ooh, it looks like the Japanese, who were allied to the Qing, have decided to go after Korea, presumably because of my involvement. Huh. Okay, you just spat out a bunch of small states, and Russia conquered cars. Sure, that's a thing. Alright, I've been gathering my strength for some time. It's time we forced recognition on Russia. Qing have declared us our rival. Qing's been like constantly dogged on this entire time. I'm not too fast. Also appears Russia's at war with someone else. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. I will say I'll give my full thoughts on the mod later on, because there are parts that I really enjoy and parts that I don't. Oh, that's devastating. Because there are a lot of interesting things happening around here. Like the Ottomans are popping out a bunch of nations. You've got the Elba Confederacy, a confederation becoming a great power. I don't know what they were before, but I don't recall them being that big. You have the dual monarchy, I'm pretty sure, spat out Occitania because they were forced by Burgundy, and they've gone aggressively imperialist over here, which is great. Obviously not for the people involved, but even over here you have the Burgundians navally invading the Qing to try and secure treaty ports. You have them with a bunch of different dominions, and the dual monarchy has also aggressively expanded, which is really, really fun. We're just slaughtering the Russians. This is good. I will say I massively handicapped myself in the beginning by trying to focus on pure conquest. It made it fun. I mean, I was like, you know, expanding really early and that sort of thing. But Victoria 3 is very much a game that you need to build up first, unless you're like, especially in this sort of situation. Like I was a completely unindustrialized nation, pre-industrial, that's it, pre-industrial nation, and so I sort of rushing to war meant I handicapped myself, which is why my GDP is not as high as some of the others. Like most of this is just from Conquest. It's not that complex of a GDP. I have maintained true to my roots though. As you can see here, I've not increased my literacy at all. You can see this little jump where I conquered Beijing. But yeah, no institutions, so we are still unwashed barbarians. Oh, it looks like one of my generals died. Didn't even see that. What's the Central Asian one? I'm tempted to not even put him in, just because the Central Asian one is where like I'm having my issues. I think it might be a population thing, which is confusing. But I built another one in Beijing. I think that one's doing all right. Yeah, Barrett, see, it's constantly filling up, constantly recruiting. I believe the same is true for this one as well. Then you go to, you know, this one, it's like half full, despite the fact that there is a population there, very much ready to support it. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm misreading it. That's a really cool flag. It's not often that you get men that are confident enough to fly, or nation states that are confident of their masculinity to fly a pink flag. The Russians have mobilized fully in order to counter us, but I think it is too late for them. It is done. We've been recognized. We're now the 5th ranked great power. We've liberated Rus and Novgorod the Great, completely crippling the Russians. So rank-wise, let's have a look. We are we're ahead of Russia, but we're below Scandinavians, which makes sense. They've sort of been all over the place. The North Americans have done pretty well. The Belgians, they've just been conquering stuff. So yeah, it's been very dynamic, which is good. But I think that is where we will leave it for today. I'd definitely check out the Divergences mod. It will be in the description and maybe a pinned comment, hopefully in a pinned comment. Yeah, I would highly recommend you check it out. I enjoy the fact that there's a lot done here. I think that the journal entries need a bit of work, but bear in mind, obviously, this is going to be a very new sort of mod. In fact, let me go to the main menu and I'll show you around the sort of other larger nations. This has just turned into a mod review now. Which I suppose they always are, really, in essence. Yeah, so as you can see, that it is lacking in terms of the journal entries, but if you compare the map now to what it was at the end of my game, obviously you have a lot larger of a Plantagenet. You have Occitania was released. You had Venice getting taken out by Aragon. The Elba Confederation formed over here. Not sure how they managed that. Yeah, they could form the League of Berlin, Germany, sort of stuff, and it sort of makes it a little bit bigger each time, which is great. And over here you got Arcadia. So there's a lot of like releasable, formidable nations and different tags, which is always fun. And once there are like journal entries, I think people are still trying to figure out how they should play them. I think the best mod so far that I've seen with the journal entries has to have been the Australian flavor mod, which was a really surprising experience for me as to how good it was. But yeah, huge props to the mod creators for this because it was a lot of fun. I'm very annoyed at the Central Asian population side of things, but I'm pretty sure that's something I'm misunderstanding, not on their end. So yeah, if you did enjoy, please do make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out if you want to see more of this sort of content. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Huge shout out to my Patreons. Most importantly, Redguard76, Lewis Wright, Ryan B, Atreides, Blenderman, Crilly, Ghostwolf, JadeOut52, Sjalmi, Luke, Matthew McHugh, Mike473, Mikey Lewis, Original, ShadowSinger, and Tom. Your support means a lot, guys. Whilst you're here, why not watch another video? I mean, it's right there. Just click.